What is going on, everybody? A while ago I decided I wanted to build my very own amp. Now this has been quite a journey that's been going on since about summer, and it's Thanksgiving break now, and I was meaning to have this done or make some sort of update video, but it's been too long. It's not completely finished yet, but I wanted to put together these clips to kind of show you the process, what I'm going through building this amp. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, you know, I like my Boss Katana. I gig with it all the time. I love how light it is. You do not need a 2x12 or whatever, just that combo. You just run around, it's great. You mic it, it sounds great. Super durable, super versatile. The only problem is I really only use like one channel, and I don't like the digital aspect of it because it's still in spirit a sort of digital modeler. So I wanted to make something analog. So the first step in sort of making my own preamp was to ask my electrical engineer brother, master electrical engineer, to help me start designing some sort of gain circuit. So that's where we started.
Okay, let's start with you. Get some of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently going off the success of Wampler. No. Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear that? Mo gain, mo better. We're in the prototyping stage. All right? We're making more gain. It's gonna be sick. I'm not hearing gain anymore. We gotta fix that. So. Okay, over here, this is our wonderful setup. We have these little potentiometers to control things. We got our circuit laid out. Just going into the Boss Katana as a monitor of sorts. And yeah. As you saw, I was using free resources you can get online that Wampler had up. How to design your own distortion and overdrive pedals, and just kind of going off that. And those sounded really kick-ass when I was just going from that sort of prototype pedal into my Boss Katana on the clean channel. It sounded incredible. This evolved into buying project PCBs online and kind of messing with them a bunch and trying to chain them together to make some sort of distortion plus EQ in a really small package. What is up, guys? I'm in the middle of soldering. One of my chips got stuck. My tips are not lasting. I don't have a tip cleaner, but we're still moving along. I'm making the EQ section right now. My first time doing soldering anything this small. I've soldered like pickups and like guitar circuits before, but not like PCB mounted stuff. So yeah, not going great, but we're getting better. Also, I'm convinced that these Harbor Freight soldering irons are single use only because the tips just wear out so unbelievably fast. It's making sounds. Let's hear it. That's not it being unbelievably loud. It actually just sounds like a bunch of bees that having some sort of orgy or something. So I don't know what's up. I'm gonna put little bookmark in this, and we'll come back to this and fix it, and hopefully it'll sound good so we can have a super bitchin' amp. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gain. Check this shit out. It's also like midnight. Lots of hiss. So we have gain. Let's talk about it. I disconnected the 6-band EQ. I think the way I'm jumpering it is making some sort of weird craziness happen. I think what I'll end up doing, I think there's way too much gain, there's way too much high end, so maybe that'll come off in the like 4K band of the 6-band EQ. But there's too much gain. The gain knob doesn't really do anything. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll tinker. But first we got to make sure the 6-band EQ works. And eventually that sounded pretty okay. Then it came time to make the cabinet. I kind of based it off the same dimensions on my Boss Katana, which I'll talk more about later. But, you know, just a small 1x12 cabinet, combo sort of cabinet. So I took my dimensions, took it to Home Depot, got some high quality MDF board, and they were gracious enough to cut them mostly to size. There was a lot of filing involved to kind of round the corners and get everything perfectly flush. But yeah, then it was just a matter of bolting stuff together and making sure it's really sturdy, and just kind of wrapping it, putting Tolex on, and making the baffle, which was probably the hardest part. That was a lot of time. If I had to do it again, I'd probably spend the $50 and like buy the whole saw that's 11 inches. That would have saved me a lot of time. All right, what is up, guys? As you can see here, I'm doing paint now. I painted the wrong side of the baffle before. Turns out T-nuts only go one way. I painted the inside of the cabinet while I'm out here, might as well. The inside of the cabinet isn't really for any function to protect anything. It's just because this is going to be an open back cabinet. So when people look in the back, I just don't want it to be plain wood. As well as when you're looking at it from the front, if there are any little cracks or anything around like the corners in the Tolex, when I apply that, it won't pop out as much. So I also got the things lined up to get the handle on. I got more T-nuts with my handle purchase, so I'm just gonna drill these out quick and get that ready. It is currently 1 a.m. I painted these corner pieces. They were 3-legged because I ordered the wrong thing. Snapped a leg off, painted it. Doesn't look so bad. Went to go put them on. A cube has 8 corners, not just 4. So I'm gonna order some more corner protector pieces and some jacks, and we'll see what happens. It is a couple days later now. I have, let's see there, count those, 8 corners. Doing it proper this time. All right, this thing is really coming along. Like I said, I got the handle already. I did another coat on the inside because I'm getting ready to wrap this sucker. I'm gonna wrap it in the Tolex, but before that, I pilot drilled all the holes for the corners and for the feet. The feet, I was gonna do them right here, but put a corner piece on, and that's where the corner piece screws go. So I'm doing it 2 inches over, 1 inch up. Yeah, so really all I have left to do is wrap it, get some grill cloth, finish the circuit, and we should be rocking out. Measuring some things out for the toe legs. Did a little test bond. Went pretty well, I'd say. I'm using this 3M super strength spray adhesive. Pulled it tight, feels pretty good. So I think I'm gonna maybe do a outline of like the chassis groove. Let's unroll this. I think it might be smart to do a small line on here, so when I cut it and I'm wrapping it around, these corners probably won't get filled, or maybe bits of here. So I just want to be double sure that I get those, and that'll be a little good test piece too. So here we go. This is the box. Here it is in all its glory. It's got this cool texture, cool handle. Flips up, goes back down. Pretty cool. After I was done making the cab, when I hook this up to my Celestion V-Type speaker cabinet that I've now made, that's super cool and looks awesome, it sounds not like how it sounds when I go into the Boss Katana. And I think there's some EQ modeling magic with the Boss Katana that has some crazy filtering. I know the speaker isn't really a normal speaker, so it's like I don't really know what's going on. So I decided the preamp I had using prototype pedals was not going to cut it. And I needed to prototype my very own circuit to use in my own amp. So I'm in my room, sat in front of this mess, and I've been trying to follow other people's schematics online, and there's usually something strange going on. Either the JFET's being driven too hard or something funny. So what I'm gonna do now is, now that I know somewhat what each components do on each stage, and I have a better understanding of how to build a JFET amplifier from scratch, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to build it completely from scratch, and hopefully all goes well. So I'll let you guys know what happens. And that brings us to today, where that's still what I'm working on. I got most of the preamp done, the power amp's completely done, and now I'm just tweaking a few final things, getting ready to put it into a chassis, and then just have a finished bulletproof project of a super lightweight combo amp I can take gigging and just have it sound great, all analog. It's gonna be super cool, so stay tuned for part 2. I will see you guys next time.